Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rachel, where I am documenting going deeper with the Lord in a very brutally honest way. So today I'm going to be talking about something that is difficult to talk about, and I'm hoping it is received in the way I'm intending it to be. But here it goes. So I wanted to give a little bit of background first. Basically, I grew up in a Christian home, but wasn't always very Christian in the behaviors. And I'm not just talking about the margin of, oh, well, nobody's perfect. It was very like hypocritical. And so I never questioned the existence of God or Jesus being the only way to salvation, but definitely characterize God in a way that isn't based on the Bible. And I'm still working through that. And anyway, I would go to church and I believed in God, but I just wasn't really that invested in a relationship. And then got a little bit older and I got more interested in becoming more relational with God and Jesus. And I went to small groups, I went to church more often, and I read the Bible, and I sought the Lord and listened to his voice. And I even went on mission trips, and I would witness to people, and I would tell them, I would say, oh my goodness, my life, it was completely transformed by Jesus. Like before he came in, it was just meaningless and I was lost and all these things. And the truth was, I hadn't had a life transformed by Jesus. And it felt really disingenuous. The whole motivation was, I want to see these people in heaven. And I think that I was coming from a good place in that respect, because it's obviously huge stakes. But to say that my life was transformed was totally disingenuous. It just wasn't true. And so I one day was just journaling with the Lord, and I was like, man, our relationship is very superficial. So do whatever you have to do for me to get closer to you. And I didn't realize at the time that that's actually like a really powerful prayer to pray. And my life got really shaken up on a foundational level, and it really hasn't ever been the same since. But unfortunately, at that time, whenever everything went just crazy, I still didn't come into a place where I was like, okay, yes, my life is transformed. Oh yes, I am intimately involved in a relationship with you, Jesus. Like it wasn't like that. And obviously the stakes are huge in terms of what you believe about Jesus and your relationship with him. But at this point in my life, I don't witness to people anymore. Not because I don't believe what I used to, in the sense that I still believe that Jesus is the only way. And I still believe that that's like a huge deal, and eternity is more than we can even conceptualize. But if someone were to look at my life, and they probably wouldn't want to be like, oh, I want to be like her. Like, oh, like there's something about her. Like, I have a lot of anxiety. I have a lot of confusion about like even the city where I'm supposed to live in, the career I'm supposed to have. And I have a lot of like financial struggles. And yeah, it's just like there's a lot of different areas of my life where I don't think I have a lot of people to want to. There wouldn't be a lot of people that would want to emulate the different areas of my life. And so while I understand that we can't base our circumstances off of like that isn't a reflection of the goodness of God, I want to be at a place in my relationship with God where I can say, yeah, he has transformed my life on a heart level. And I can also point to other things too about how he has moved in those areas of my life. And at this point, I'm not there yet. And so I'm not witnessing to people at this point in my life. I used to witness to people whenever I was pretty heavily engaged in sin, and that was hypocrisy. And I'm not engaged in sin in the way that I used to be, but I don't have a life that speaks to the goodness of God that I know that he is. It's just something that I'm not experiencing yet. So I'm looking forward to the day that I can witness out of a place of being genuine, but that day isn't today. And I kind of liken it to like, I don't think anybody would want to buy what I'm selling. And of course, I don't want to stay here. And I want to work to be closer to God and see things the way he does and be a light. But at this point, I am not there. So again, looking forward to being there soon, but today, again, is not that day. So sorry I'm kind of ending on this sort of sad note, but I just wanted to be honest with you about where I'm at, and I'd also like to hear your thoughts. Thanks.